Canto de Ossanha by Baden, Powell and Vinícius de Moraes, one of the classics of Brazilian music and the piece that's going to take us on our journey today of listening. Now, you could probably just stop there and be totally pleased with your experience of this particular song. Baden Powell's just such an unbelievable musician, and the collaboration of these two men to create this album of Afro Samba is really one of the unique collaborations in all of music, not just in Brazilian music. So a lot to listen to there. But one of the things I love about this format is that we can just keep going. If you want to tune out now and come back later, you can do that. You can let this whole thing run in the background. So I'm going to go ahead and add a bunch more music for you to enjoy that follows the path of this wonderful song, Canto de Ossanha. So moving down the playlist here, we're going to start with a version done by the group that did the backup vocals on two of those versions you just heard. That's Quarteto MSI, well known for their amazing vocal quartet arrangements. Just wanted you to hear kind of where they took the piece, since they were the original collaborators in those first recordings from the 1960s, and of course coming back around on the reissue recording. Then we'll move to another group that performed around the same time, a group called the Bossa Jazz Trio. And I'm not going to go too deep into who all these different artists are, because there's plenty of information out there for you if you want to go off on those tangents. In fact, I went into some crazy holes while I was preparing this show. It took me 3 times as long because of all the music I listened to. But there's so much to explore in Brazilian music that I'll let you do some of that on your own. But suffice to say, these guys kind of deliver some of the classic bossa nova style jazz of the period. And so it's interesting to hear them pick this up, because bossa nova was huge in the 1960s. This idea of combining the samba with the Afro-Brazilian style was kind of a little bit outside the mainstream, perhaps. So it's great to hear some of the more mainstream acts embracing this and really making it part of the heritage of Brazilian music. Follow that up with another trio called Tamba Trio. These guys are really an interesting group, and they do a version of Canto de Ossanha that has some very interesting orchestral elements, and that's one of the reasons I included it. They do a lot of interesting vocal harmonies, but they also have some fabulous arrangements with orchestra. And we'll hear that in Brazilian music frequently, actually, the use of orchestra or orchestral type textures. This is really one of the standout orchestral arrangements I know. So it's in there for you to hear sort of how they tweaked the Baden Powell original in this very different instrumental setting than the original. We'll follow that up with a version by Elsa Soares, who's one of my favorite Brazilian vocalists, and doing a little bit of version with George Ben. And then the last of the sort of contemporary covers is by a guitarist named Bola Sete. And I just added this version because I love Bola Sete's music, and also because, again, it's a very different take on the original. And it's just amazing to hear in a very short matter of, I don't know, maybe 10 years or less, how many different artists picked up this song and put their spin on it. And I'll let you experience that right now.